Okay, this is the toddler-sized hunk of pork I bought for the white bean pulled pork and bacon chili that I'm going to make. This is, what is this? Pork shoulder blade Boston roast. Is this a good cut of pork for pulled pork? I don't know. We're going to do it though. It's what Kroger had. So, it was on sale and it's, seems okay. So, I'm gonna cut this into, portion it out into probably about 4 to 6 large chunks. And I'm gonna marinate it. I'm gonna have it marinate overnight. And, then tomorrow, this is tonight's dinner right here. Jack's Pizza. Since 1960, and that's when they manufactured all of these, and turns out the shelf life is a really long time, so you can still cook them and eat them. So that's what that was. Right, so we got our pork cut up, and we've got all our ingredients over behind me for the marinade. So we're gonna whip that up real quick. Here's the pork. This is a bit of a pork apocalypse here. I don't know if that was just like a shitty cut that I got, or if pork shoulder is always like that, but it was completely shot through with fat. So when I started cutting it up, I envisioned it like going into 4 to 6 big chunks, and it was just the fat was so much through it that I ended up cutting it up into much smaller pieces and really cleaning it out as best I could. I don't know if that's like always the right thing to do. Again, I'm not a chef, and I only barely know what the fuck I'm doing, but I do know that that this chili that I'm making is going to be done in a pressure cooker in an Instant Pot. And if you're barbecuing something or you're smoking something, fat is good because it adds flavor. But if you're pressure cooking, the fat just liquefies and then it's got nowhere to go. What happens is, in my experience, the fat liquefies and it's just in everything, and you have like a really greasy meal. And if it's just a broth, you can strain it or use a separator and add it back in. But because this is a chili that's already got a lot of components and a lot of steps, I really didn't want to have to deal with that. So. And because it's a pulled pork chili, I figured it didn't really matter. It's going to be more of a pain in the ass to brown all these pieces of pork before I, actually start cooking everything. But because it's getting pulled apart with forks at the end anyhow, I didn't think it mattered all that much if it was in a bunch of little pieces. Here we've got some garlic cloves that I've already cut the little butts off of where they connect to the actual bulb itself. We've got some very hastily chopped green onions, and that doesn't matter. They don't have to be pretty because they're for the marinade. And then here's the stuff that we're going to use for our, remove that. Here's the stuff we're going to use for our marinade. So I've kind of divvied it up into, we've got basically salt and sugar and acid and mustard. And I don't know where mustard falls. It's kind of acidic, but it's mostly just there for flavor. I don't think you can make a marinade without mustard. So here we go. The first thing we're going to do is I'm going to try to do this one-handed. I've washed this knife. We're going to smush some garlic. So I'm going to set this because I need 2 hands to operate this garlic press. So here we go. We've got our garlic in here. So garlic and green onions. You know what? I need to open the ginger. All right, first, let me talk about this ingredient right here. Whoop. Get in there. This Gourmet Garden stir-in ginger paste. This shit is the fucking bomb. This stuff is awesome. You can use it. It's exactly 1-to-1. Like if a recipe calls for grated ginger, say like a teaspoon of it, like 1 teaspoon of this is exactly the same. It's just pre-grated ginger and what I imagine are some very delicious preservatives. But I always have this stuff around. I use a lot of ginger in my cooking because I make a lot of Asian shit this is just the easiest way to do it because grating ginger sucks. So I recommend if your grocery store has this stuff, I recommend grabbing it because it's really handy. So let's see. We can see some already went in there, but we need a little more than that. Let's get that's a good start. All right, and we'll add a little more acid. We'll dump some Tabasco in. How much do we want? We'll get a little more. That's probably good. A little bit of some, what is this? Shaoxing cooking wine. We'll get some of that in there just for a little more acid. We don't need a ton. It's just the marinade. There we go. That's good. All right, and we want some Dijon mustard. So we'll get some Dijon mustard in there. And what is this? Some honey for the sugar. Yeah, want a lot of that because it's pork. There you go. Honey mustard. Look at that. And then we'll add a little. This is some Worcestershire sauce. And we'll get just a little bit of that in there. We don't really need much. There we go. And then this shit, this is our Bragg's amino acids, all-purpose seasoning, natural soy sauce. This is magic. This is magic soy sauce. This is what it is. It's magic soy sauce. And so we're going to use that. And we're going to get some salt. Some salt. Yes. And a little black pepper. We don't need... Because we added the Braggs. Oh, I've got to stop this. Hold on. As I was saying, because we added the Braggs, we don't really need to add salt. I don't think. I'll mix it up and taste it and see where we stand. But so do I have a whisk clean in here? Yes, I do. All right. This is another two-hand job, so bye. Hey, I just whisked this shit up and taste it. This is good as fuck. So hopefully I got enough. I'm probably just going to add a little bit more of everything to make sure that I have enough for all that pork. So we'll be back. This marinade is dope as hell. It is good. It's really good. It's pretty Asian flavored, which is going to be an odd choice for chili. But it's just the marinade. It's not like, I'm not adding any of those seasonings into the actual chili. I'll keep it white chicken chili themed once it goes in. But this is going to create some pretty special pork. So we pour all of that off camera into there. This goes in the sink. Give it a jostle. Give it a jostle. Make sure it penetrates down deep into the mangled pork. Let me grab me a big spoon so I can kind of move some stuff around. Make sure everything's coated well. Coat well. Yeah. Yeah, it's in there good. It's in there good. Oh, yeah, look at that. That's what you want. Okay. Yes. Yes, indeed. Now, take our thoroughly contaminated spoon, put it in that bowl, and we'll wash that with very hot water and soap several times later because we don't want to die of undiagnosed salmonella. So, here we go. We'll stick a lid on this. That'll go in the fridge, and then I'll catch up with you mopes tomorrow. We'll make the rest of this shit.